Welcome to Metaphiles. I'm Dakota. This is Jason. Here with Zach. We're the podcast that talks to you.
To you. Okay, now do the rest of it.
Oh, the rest of the whole episode?
Yes.
Just by myself?
Uh-huh.
All right.
We're tired.
Okay. So on this one, I think we're talking about vegetables. We're talking about vegetables?
Hey, Jay, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, we're on the, Oh, wait, hold on a second.
Fuck it. I'll just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the show with you.
Yeah, that's what I thought... Wait, Dakota seems like he stopped doing the episode.
He seems like he stopped doing the episode.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Hold on.
I'll be right with you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to text Zach, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, we were
Hey, I'm
somebody
texting you
called
real
us.
quick.
Call
Okay.
Dakota.
Oh, my phone is...
Call Dakota.
My phone's off. Here, let me... Yeah, we'll just...
It should be off.
We'll just... Oh, well,
Can you just airdrop it to me?
I'll just tell you.
Oh, okay.
You're doing a great job so far.
Okay. So,
Okay, I think he's back on track now.
Okay.
Oh, Jay, you there?
Oh. Sorry, Dakota, somebody's calling me.
Okay.
Do that.
okay. My phone's turning on.
Hey,
I'm
what's
gonna...
up, man?
Hey, Jay,
Yeah,
I think
what's up?
I gave Dakota a little pep talk. I think he knows now that he can just do the whole rest of the episode. I don't think we're going to
Like
have
the
any
whole
more
episode
problems.
just all on him, even though he's never done it before.
All
He
right,
just
so
do it
welcome
all.
back to
Probably.
Metaphiles.
Cool.
And today's episode is brought to you
So what
by
else you doing?
me. I'm hosting
I'm
today.
drinking some beer.
I'm hosting while these
Cool,
people,
dude.
they're talking on the
Righteous.
phone. I'm here with you.
Righteous.
I'm talking to you.
I like saying it like that.
I'm here to tell you about some
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Are you ready to
Well,
listen?
anyway, I'll let you go.
Bye.
I feel like you guys are... So,
How's the show going?
it's going pretty good. I feel like I haven't had a place to... I don't really know where to start. I keep trying to start, but it's like I have like a false start.
Yeah. Did you already say the thing about welcome to the Metaphiles?
Yeah, I said,
Okay.
welcome to Metaphiles.
That's good. That's
I'm Dakota. This is Jason.
Yeah.
This is Zach.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the podcast that talks to you.
Yeah. So you're good.
Yeah.
Okay,
So then just do the rest of it.
the rest of it.
Yeah.
So is it already time for what was the layered player? Players.
It's called
Play-
Layup. You know what? Actually, Zach,
It's-
maybe
It's called the Laird Players.
Layered.
Peter Laird,
it's not called
Peter.
that.
one of the
You
creators
know
of
it's not
Teenage
called
Mutant
that.
Ninja
You're here
Turtles.
every episode. You know it's not called that.
You're right, I do. I was just trying to talk about Teenage
sorry.
Mutant Ninja
I've
Turtles.
seen an episode.
Yeah?
I saw like the first 10 minutes of one of them.
That was a
and
good one.
It was. Yeah. Too bad you guys
I
couldn't
remember
get
that one.
the podcast.
You know-
Podcast.
At
That
this
one probably
point,
is still available. I don't think it's too late
know what?
to
We don't-
change names. Like 52 episodes in, I don't think it's too late to rename everything.
Probably
We
not.
kind of soured on that name, anyways.
Yeah,
the
I don't-
Canadians can fucking have it.
Yeah.
They can have it. I don't want to say that word that many times every time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's something nice about. Is it on both sides? Yeah.
Oh, it's on both.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
We sprang for
It was
both sides.
extra. Extra.
It was.
Yeah.
It
Is it on the
actually
bottom
was.
too?
No.
Okay. So.
We're not that successful yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Oh, that'll be the day.
Yeah. So I'm taking over, and y'all are
Yeah.
done now. So
We're
are
just
y'all
kinda
freed
fucking
up?
Off. Yeah, we're just like.
Yeah, I got nothing
chilling
going on.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I already made my one phone call I needed to make today.
Right.
So
Okay.
Yeah, me
it
too.
was to Jay.
To Jay. Okay.
I received
So-
the one phone call that I had to receive for
I
a
was
day.
trying to text you earlier.
Yeah.
Well,
well,
but you were
it's-
talking to him, so
I mean,
there's like
You're
not
kind of
a point.
hosting the podcast
Yeah,
right now,
you're
so
a
that's
little busy.
you
so,
really
yeah.
should be concentrating on that.
Oh, okay. So we're just gonna start over again. Welcome
Okay.
to Metaphiles. I'm Dakota. This is Jason. This is Zach. We're the podcast that talks to you.
Yeah. And this week, Dakota does all the work.
Yeah. I'm just trudging through. You can't see right now, but I've got some Timberland boots on right now. I got steel
Yeah.
plate in the bottom, And I'm like 10 of wands in this shit, just going through it.
Remember that song from Timbaland? Too late to apologize.
It's too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It's too late to apologize. That one?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's like the Richard Cheese version of it, though. Yeah.
There's a secret funny thing about his name, but
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. Richard is
I don't want to.
Well, what should we talk about instead of that?
Instead of that,
What's
let's
like a less offensive, potential topic there.
Yeah.
That we can do.
What if it's what Dakota said that it should be, that we agreed to? Was if you're coming on as a guest, don't think you get to just run all over the place.
vegetables,
Nope.
ancient secret societies,
No.
aliens,
Mm-mm.
politics,
Mm-mm.
art. No.
Bitcoin.
Rhymes with shitcoin.
Oh, and Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Split. Join.
Yeah, split join.
It's too late to apologize.
I'm so regretful that I brought that up.
No, it's,
Yeah.
it's a great song.
Yeah.
I love singing it all the time.
Yeah, the Richard Cheese version of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Dick.
We're just going in circles.
We are, and so Dakota is
I'm
going
just
to
gonna-
start the show.
Okay,
Welcome to Metaphiles. I'm Dakota. This is Jay. This is Zach. We're the podcast that talks to you.
Yeah, we are. And now that we got all our sillies out,
Yeah.
let's talk about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Starting
Bitcoin.
timer now. Bitcoin.
Okay.
Money.
Money.
2 Bitcoins have been deposited into your account.
For
What
saying that.
Your Bitcoin account.
Your Bitcoin account.
My
Yep.
wallet.
My
Jay.
wallet.
JMetaphile69 at Bitcoin. I got 2 Bitcoins. Yay.
It's a lot of
gonna
Bitcoin.
order
It's
a
more than
pizza.
1 Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
Zach. Awesome Lord.
Ooh.
04.
At Bitcoin.com.
At Bitcoin.com.
That's how it works.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
just sends it right,
They just
right
email
to
it.
you.
They
They
email
just
it right
email
over.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes right on the email.
One of the people working at Bitcoin in the Bitcoin mines.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bitcoin mines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hear the steam
Yeah.
whistle blow,
Yeah.
and
Bink.
over the
Bink.
speaker,
Bink.
yeah,
1 Bitcoin. Bloop.
2 Bitcoins to J Lord J something.
We gotta get this to JLord69 fast.
Email it.
Email it. Email it. We gotta put it on the internet rails.
Lunchtime box.
Look at her fucking sandwiches. God, mining all this Bitcoin.
You get your lettuce sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they feed you in the Bitcoin mine.
Yeah.
Just 2 romaine leaves,
Mm-hmm.
iceberg in the middle.
And then
There's-
Elon Musk comes down. He's like, "How's the Doge shit going, guys?
Doggy.
You're working hard on the Doge coins.
You want me to tweet about it?
I'm gonna tweet about it to give you all new yachts."
How's the dogies?
That's him. Wow, it's like he's here on the podcast with us.
Have you guys seen my son X7 barcode B Delta?
That fucking freak.
Is he around? Is he around anywhere?
I'm just joking. He's a good kid, I'm sure.
He's a good
he's a good
boy.
Has anyone seen Grimes?
Where's Grimes? I need her to brush my hair. Back to work.
I'm Elon Musk. Back to
I
work.
worked 17 hours a day for 35 years with no days off, and I never took any income from any of my jobs.
All for my rocket to blow up.
And now I own Twitter, too.
He owns Twitter?
Jesus.
Yes.
Please stop impersonating him.
It's too late to apologize. So you came on the show thinking you would get to talk about Bitcoin.
I thought that we were going to be talking about vegetables, or
Oh.
I thought Bitcoin would be the least topic that we talked about. I thought we were going to go vegetables or ancient civilization.
No, I'm sorry. I meant to confirm with you that from the list you'd given us, we had selected Bitcoin because I wanted to do my Elon Musk impression.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't know what he does with vegetables, so
Probably microwaves lettuce.
He doesn't have time to do much else. He's too busy working on Twitter.
he's too busy working on Twitter. He's like, oh, I missed dinner again. Let me just go ahead and pop a little lettuce in the microwave.
I wonder if
That's
he's
what Elon
tried.
Musk eats.
I wonder if he's done like Neuralink on vegetables yet to like I don't know control vegetative growth.
So he can decide how long it stays in his colon
Wow.
and exactly how many nutrients he's pulling out of it. He can track it the whole time.
This carrot is a quadriplegic, and we're going to give it the ability to move and think on its own and to see for the first time.
Lunchtime. Lettuce is ready. Ooh, hot. Whoa.
Oh, it's really hot. It's all wilty.
So I love it. I'm Elon Musk. I'm weird as fuck. Word.
All right.
Zach, do you have any Bitcoin?
So we'll get into it for real. Bitcoin and us in segment 1 here. In segment 2, we'll discuss Bitcoin and the world at large. Segment 3, we're going to decide why Bitcoin at all and decide its ultimate fate.
Okay.
But here at the beginning, we discuss what are we thinking about the Bitcoin? And I'll tell this as quickly as I can. I used to work at a job where I was bartending. It was a busy enough place that there was always 2 of us back there. The guy I was most frequently back there with, who I really liked, good guy to work with. But he talked about Bitcoin and crypto stuff incessantly.
Yeah. Annoying.
Very annoying. And at that time, I found that annoying, and I found like the whole kind of what I considered to be like kind of a bullshitty ideology. I was like,
There's bro, I found a Bitcoin under table 3. Sorry to cut you off.
that's a quarter.
Yeah.
But imagine if it was a quarter, but it was digital. And so I swore I will never have the Bitcoin.
Okay.
I will never have any of the cryptos. I don't believe it's real. I don't believe it's going to stick around.
That was a good idea that you had. That was a good choice.
Well,
You said you had some ape, right? You got some ape or something.
well, here's the thing. Later after that, when it was on COVID times, and I was getting the government cheddar,
ApeCoin? Is that what you're talking
ApeCoin. We'll get to that very shortly. I was on the government cheese, and I was living nice at home.
Sure.
Had this spare money aside. And so at the time, I also was hearing about these NFTs.
Yeah.
And as an NFT was described to me, it's like it's a digital thing, but it's going to be copyrighted. And that's going to be a whole new type of trade.
And that was a lie.
Yes, but it was the first of the many lies that I was like, well, that seems like the future. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I put in a little stack. I don't want to give the exact number, but I will say that I put it in, and then about 2 months later, everybody was like, we're scared of Bitcoin now. We don't like Bitcoin anymore. We don't like cryptos anymore. It's all too scary. And from that day, and still to this day, it's worth about a third of what it was when I put in there. And I'm just going to sit there until maybe I break even, but probably
not.
It's just gone.
Yeah. Probably not.
And that's my history of Bitcoin. I didn't put into Bitcoin actually that one because I heard it was not good for the environment. I went and sucked out ones that sucked them out. I went and sucked them out.
Kind of hot.
Ones that were more green because I figure that's going to be important in the future of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the future of this thing.
Warren Buffett over here.
Yeah. Warren Buffett sucking out the good cryptos.
So what's your experience with Bitcoin? Do you have any?
I never interacted with any kind of coins aside from what I need to coins for the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
No, I never had any kind of coins at all. I followed like the development of it and stuff, and like I was aware when it very first started, and it was like, well, that's an interesting idea. You know, I remember that, thinking that, and then like, 10 years later, it's like, whoa, really should have bought some. And then I've had friends who did have, like my friend Eric bought like, had like 100 of them or some fucking thing, bought a fucking pizza.
Wow.
So, but never had any of my own, and I have surface knowledge of the phenomenon. So that's really it for me.
Okay. Yeah. For me, it was like whenever people were talking about the Doge stuff, I got into that, and I bought a little bit of Doge, like $12 worth or something. And then a friend of mine was like, "Hey, have you heard about this thing called SHIB?" I was like, "No," and he couldn't figure out how to buy it.
It's called a SHIB.
It's a SHIB.
That's what that is.
So he had told me about this SHIB stuff, and he was like, "Man, I think this is going to be the next whatever." So I figured out how to buy SHIB, but I fucked up. I didn't know that you had to use ETH or Ethereum in order to buy SHIB. So I thought I could use any crypto to trade for it. So I bought Bitcoin. I bought $50 of Bitcoin, thinking that I could trade it for SHIB, but you couldn't trade it for SHIB. So that was the start of my thing with it.
You were hooked. You were given the free taste.
Yo, so I got SHIB, and then 2 months later, $30 that I put into it was worth like $3,000.
Oh,
and I was like, what the fuck? And then I bought more of it, and then a little bit later, it was worth $10,000.
Shit.
Yeah.
But you held.
I was holding on to it, and then ultimately it dropped down to $1,000. And
you held it the whole time?
Yeah, and I still made money off of it. And then I started researching cryptocurrencies, and I had a whole Ethereum. I had some SHIB, and I had delved way into Bitcoin, and I was like, I see how Bitcoin is different from any of these other things. And then I traded everything for Bitcoin, and so I have a little bit of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I buy it recurring weekly.
A little bit of
That's
Bitcoin.
called dollar cost averaging. A little bit of Bitcoin.
A little bit of Bitcoin.
A little bit of Bitcoin.
And a little bit.
So you just slowly buy a little bit at a time, no matter what, as the weeks
A
go
little
by.
bit of Bitcoin.
A little bit of Bitcoin.
No matter what the price is.
A little bit of Bitcoin in my wallet. Sorry.
And I look
it's
at
too
it
late
as,
to apologize.
I use it as insurance for like monetary debasement, and like, but I kind of think that if the world's gone to that much shit anyways, you probably ain't even got the fucking internet no more. So what's the point?
It's like some guy in like a gas mask and a shotgun and a can of Spam, and you're like, no, don't shoot me. I have Bitcoin.
I have SHIBs.
I have SHIBs.
But so
That's what I envision happening.
you still have it. It's all in the actual main brand. And, and you're just sitting on it.
And acquiring more.
Yeah. And would you say that
no matter what the price is?
You are up or down?
So I came into some circumstances, and I had quite a bit, and I had to sell it, and I sold it at the very bottom.
Oy.
And it wasn't market fears that scared me. It was some private circumstances. Sold it, and then I got into a place where I was a bit more like flexible financially, and then I was like, I want to start DCAing or dollar cost averaging again and getting into it. So I've just been doing that, and since I've been doing that, I'm up by a little bit, but I don't really like. I'm not planning on doing anything with this stuff probably ever. Like, it's just like I said, it's insurance. Like if I have to tap into it, it's there, no matter what the price of it is. I like the idea of taking away the power of printing money from the state.
I like that idea. Again, I didn't like the way that I was hearing everybody talk about it when it was at the height of everybody talking about it, including this guy I worked with. But it is, of course, a good idea. The thing that I was like, I'll never engage is it's too complicated and seems fake. And I don't think the world at large is ever going to really get on board for real. I know maybe that's jumping ahead into a later segment talk, but
yeah, I think we'll save some of that for the world at large stuff and how it can interact with the world. I do think that right now it doesn't have a huge use in America. I can't
buy Pop-Tarts with it. Can I?
There may be a place that you can buy Pop-Tarts with it, but so what I know that you can buy with it is like there's some wine and some beef that you can buy. Yeah. And they accept it. So, and these are just like small farms that accept it.
Okay.
And they'll ship it. They'll ship the products to you.
And we will get into a few other things that you can buy with it. Probably in segment 2, but before then, let's go ahead and just really delve deep into these private circumstances that you were dealing with, where you had to spend a lot of money. Let's talk about this. No, I'm kidding.
Well, see, here's what happened.
No, Elon Musk impression, quick.
No,
it's too late to apologize.
It's too late. I forget.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, now that's real.
That's real.
Yeah, that's not
real.
digital.
That's not digital.
No. And that is our prop this week, Bonecoin.
Whoa, Bonecoin.
Bonecoin. And if you want some Bonecoin, we only have been able to mine about 3 of these.
Yeah.
Which means they're worth
billions of dollars.
So much.
Yeah.
Really large animals have to die in this yard and decompose over time.
Yes.
That's the mining process of
pretty.
it.
Yeah.
It's proof of decomposition.
Yeah, and what I do is I get on my laptop and I clickety-clack, 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 clickety-clack until the skin has all been gone away, because I don't like touching that. And so I just click-clack, 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 click-clack.
Cow's dead. I'm going to go on my laptop.
Yeah. Going to do that for however many long it takes.
However many.
It's just ones and zeros, right?
Yeah, I just type 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 10, and it takes months sometimes. But
it's worth it.
It's worth it because then at the end you have 1 Bonecoin.
Yeah, wow.
And I have 3 of them now. So
yeah, and you're the only owner of Bonecoin.
At this time, yes,
you've got the total supply. So now's the best time to get Bonecoin.
That's right, and we are here today.
How much are these going for? You can say whatever, man. It's scarce. Kind of fucking rare.
What should I say?
You just say whatever, like $8,000.
They're gonna.
200 grand. Hey, don't 15 grand.
It's gonna go for 15 grants.
15 grants.
Yeah, he's on the 10, right?
What are you talking about?
So I got 15 of those. Grant is on the 10, right?
Grant's on the 10.
Ulysses S. Grant is on the $10 bill, right?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Ulysses S.
Now,
Grant.
this seems like something that should be canceled. Wasn't he like one of those the Southern Confed dudes?
You're talking about Finnegan's Wake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about James Joyce.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Presidente.
President James Joyce.
Okay.
He wrote the book Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah. And he's on the $10 bill.
And he's on the $10 bill, and you can have your very own Bonecoin if you just get me one of his books, because I really want to read it.
So you can't even trade money for it.
No, it can be traded for that specific book. Wow.
So it's bartery, but it's really, really specific.
Yeah. They wouldn't take it at the library. I went into the library with that bone, and I said, I typed a bunch of 1s and 0s to get this. Can I have a book for it? And they said, no.
The cow rotted away. I have this Bonecoin. I typed a bunch of 1s and 0s. I want.
Can I have President James Joyce's book, please?
Will you take like a PDF, like an ebook file of it?
No. Because my laptop's pretty tied up. Clicky clacky.
What if it was an NFT and that was the only one of that digital book that existed.
Like
Well,
NFT for them.
as we know, I'm a sucker for those NFTs, so yes, I'll take this deal.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Welcome to Leia Playas. This is a part of the podcast where I pitch a podcast that might be better than this podcast. Potentially. We don't know. But we're about to find out. So I think a better podcast than this podcast would be The Host Off. Welcome to The Host Off. This is episode 1. I'm your host of The Host Off, not the hosts that are going to be hosting off. That will be these fine gentlemen.
I'm the second host of The Host Off.
No. You guys are the hosts that are competing in The Host Off. So this is a podcast, and you're both the host, but you have to like be the better host than Zach,
Okay.
and vice versa.
What is our podcast that we're hosting off?
See, that's the great. See,
The
that's
Host Off.
you have to.
Welcome to The Host Off.
Welcome to the Host Off. I'm Zach Caffrey.
Welcome to The Host Off. I'm Dakota Jernigan.
And I think that what we should do first in the Host Off is go ahead and rip straight into sports news. Because here on the podcast, we're talking all about the Tampa Bay
It's the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Thank you. Thank you.
So
this is my guest.
The host. No, I am the main host of The Host Off. And today we're talking about. You said we're talking about soccer.
We're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here on the show.
You're gonna not help us. So we're talking about. So did you see that game between the Bears and the Buccaneers they should have.
I saw it, and I think that the team that won really is the team that deserved to win because of the coaching.
We need to do football with 3 or 4 teams playing on the field at the same time. The sport's getting a little old and mundane. I think we need more teams.
And speaking of old and mundane, we're done talking about sports. The sports segment's over now here on the podcast, and I decided that. And now it's time for What's at the Cinema. And I'm very excited to
Time's
go.
up. All right, so this is like final death match. Okay.
Okay. Hey, I just want to say, man.
Final round.
Like you're doing.
I'm actually okay. I'm thinking of seceding because I'm gonna yield the host victory to you. You've got a whole lot of experience in this, and I haven't hosted much besides like a few dinner parties. And I want to congratulate you as being the winner of Host Off.
Oh my god!
And okay, so now
that's a way better podcast.
Well, now I'll throw down the decision of who wins the best host. Is like the true host of the podcast would rather have the best podcast possible instead of being fixated on being the host. Meaning that Dakota is, of course, wins the Host Off. Like King Solomon and the child belonging to 2 women. Instead of cutting the podcast in half, you'd rather give it away. So that means, Dakota wins.
Wow.
Best host.
What the fuck?
I'm still going to give it to you and you win it.
I don't want to be the winner of this bullshit podcast. Whole thing was fucking bullshit. I came on here, I won, and I didn't win? I won and I didn't win? I don't want it.
Wow. Okay.
You two can fuck off.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm going to start my own podcast.
This started to go back in Zach's direction.
That's
He's
called
pretty controversial. Kind of good for views to be controversial.
And I think
outrage. He's outrage baiting. You know.
And I think anybody that listens to this podcast is a.
Just say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
I don't really want to say it.
Say it. Say it.
This is starting the next alt-right podcast. Right here is where I see this going.
Just me manipulating you guys to be as terrible as possible.
The next Alex Jones.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones podcast. This is your host Zach on the Alex Jones podcast.
Have you seen what they're doing to the frogs?
It's too late to apologize.
Hurry up and get your Bitcoin, Joel. The government's printing the money. Buy gold, buy silver, buy Bitcoin. They're turning your kids gay. They're putting the atrazine in the food.
They're putting it in the microwave lettuce.
In the microwave lettuce.
Think about it.
We'll be right back. We're back.
Hi.
Hello. We're back.
Ooh, let's all do it.
Lovely.
We're back.
Lovely.
It's just us and the boys. Just the regular. I normally do this, right? Or have I not?
I think you missed last week.
I missed last week.
You did
That's
miss
right.
last week.
That's right. I was doing something.
Oh no.
You missed last week, and we put out like 51 episodes last week.
51.
Yeah.
51 episodes last week.
Yeah, and
Well,
you
that's a
missed
lot.
that.
We're going by
so-
stellar weeks,
Yeah,
just to be clear.
Okay.
stellar weeks, and
Yeah.
that's the only kind of weeks we have here on Metaphiles. It's
Okay.
stellar,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
badass fucking
badass weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, badass week.
Badass. Let's
So-
do another one of these for the badass
Let's do
weeks.
it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. That makes me feel alive.
Yeah,
I feel that, man.
it's reconnecting with primitive,
Yeah.
hitting a rust pole with a bone.
Yeah.
We've been doing that since caveman times.
Yeah.
Since this rust pole was around.
I watched that one really old caveman movie where they predicted the future, and then they had that HAL computer, the robot guy, and there's like the dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and he throws that shit
Yeah.
up right up in the air, and it
Yeah.
turns into a fucking space station, don't it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And
That
I
was
can't
then,
believe
cool.
that shit happened.
Yeah. I can't believe they found those big metal things up in the desert.
Those were Bitcoins. They're
Yeah.
like it was a
That was a Bitcoin mine?
yeah.
that
That's what
was
it,
a
well. That's what it actually looks like. To
Okay.
Find Bitcoin. You
Okay.
plunk
Yeah.
a big black a monolithic
Yeah.
guy down there in the desert.
they were originally, and we are here in segment 2, which is Bitcoin in the world. They were originally called Kubrick coins.
Kubrick coins. Okay.
Mhm.
Kubrick coin.
Right. One word. Okay.
There's just one of them.
It was just the one,
Ooh.
and he put it in the movie,
Mm.
and he said, "This seems like a thing." Kubrick
Right.
said.
Yeah.
And that's how it caught on?
That's how we got Bitcoin.
Yep. So Bitcoin's just a spin-off of probably another spin-off of Kubrick coin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jarodowski probably made some coins too based off
Yeah.
of, because he wanted some slice of that pie.
He made El Topotherium.
Okay.
Too late to apologize.
Yep. He's not sorry about that one, folks.
Yeah. How you make that is you shit and piss all over the place.
Mm.
That makes topotherium.
Yeah, I think you have to boil it. You
That's
have
how
to
you mine it.
Yeah, you, have to
you boil the
it,
shit and the piss.
and then
yeah,
you have to get a guy that looks like Jesus to like be fucking breathing it in, and that's the process.
Any Jodorowsky fans out there right now are loving this riff.
You're like, Jodorowsky too. That's
Rainbows.
Is that not the correct?
Oh fuck! I mean, shit.
Hell, I don't know.
Hell.
Now, did he make Doom or Dune?
He wanted to make Dune, but the project was doomed. And he never did get to make that.
So it was both. He did, well, it was neither. He didn't do
Both
either.
and
It managed to be both and neither.
Both and neither.
Jodorowsky's cat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin in the world.
Bitcoin in the world. And
It's
I've-
controversial.
and I feel like you are gonna be. Well, I asked you,
Uh huh.
should I skip a lot of research because you're gonna have it in your brain already, and you assured me yes, that is the case.
Yeah.
So Dakota, what's Bitcoin like?
Yeah. What's Bitcoin like?
What's Bitcoin like?
What's it like? How
And
did
our-
it start?
And
All
also,
right. So
just real quick, our user we don't have users. We have viewers. Our viewer base.
They use us
Your users.
They use
to
us-
laugh.
Well, anyways, they rely on us for facts.
For facts.
For veracity with our facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
like
let's
journalists.
Keep it pretty short. And so the financial crisis 2008 is going on, right? world, the recession.
Just immediately.
And there's some dude comes up with this thing, the Bitcoin white paper, and it says, hey, I figured out a way that solved a problem that, unlike sending a file to someone where it can be copied infinite times, I figured out a way for the first time that you can send out something digital and it not be copied.
And this, correct me if I'm wrong, is the blockchain, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the blockchain is a ledger of transactions. So it's just like Jay paid Zach this amount, Zach paid Dakota this amount, Dakota paid Jay this amount, and it just keeps a block. It just keeps a ledger, keeps a tally.
And everything that Bitcoin has ever done is on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yep. It's all there from the very first transaction.
And in order to help our listeners to imagine this, imagine a block, and then imagine a chain.
A chain of blocks. So it didn't have any value for 2 years. There wasn't even a way really to trade it, except for if you downloaded the software and you're just like what they call the cypherpunks. And yeah, so it's just nerdy computer dudes, and basically like in the Genesis block, in the first Bitcoin block, there's
real quick, when did it stop being nerdy computer dudes?
Whoa!
Yeah, when did that stop? Sorry, continue.
The Genesis block.
So the Genesis block is encoded in it. It has a message that says like the British Prime Minister is thinking about it doing a second bailout for the banks, and so that's encoded in it. So it's kind of like just spawned because of financial recession and the government bailing out big banks. And the idea of Bitcoin is to take away the power of money from the government and to make a decentralized, worldwide, global, peer-to-peer, trustless, permissionless currency.
So let me ask you this. Let's say I'm a cypherpunk. Just for the sake of it, we'll say my name is Neo. So I'm Neo and I'm a cypherpunk.
That's an anagram for one.
That checks out. So I'm Neo, and I am traveling up the blockchain to try and reach the Genesis block. At what point do I reach the point where this bullshit that's on a computer is money and it actually has any legitimate value at all outside of fake?
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it only has value what someone's willing to pay for it. So if someone's not willing to pay for it, then like I said earlier, in America, because our currency doesn't inflate at a crazy amount, it doesn't really make sense to have Bitcoin here, I feel like, in America, except for a savings against maybe future inflation. So the currency, but if you're in a place like Argentina or somewhere in Africa, then your inflation rate may be 50% a year. Or in like Turkey, last year inflation rate was like 50%. So if you had $100 saved up last year, this year it's only worth, you only have the purchasing power of 50. But if you would have bought Bitcoin, you probably would have also had the purchasing power of half too. But the idea is that there's 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be mined. The last Bitcoin won't be mined until the year 2140.
But who says that?
The code. And the code is
built
open
in.
software. Yeah, it's built in. And no one's gonna, so the miners and the node operators of Bitcoin, which could be anyone, they could agree to change the amount of Bitcoin that would ever be mined. But if you have Bitcoin, it would be stupid to say, let's increase the supply of it, because then you're devaluing what you have. Right. So it's never going to get changed from 21 million, and we won't be alive. Like currently, there's Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Microwave your lettuce, everybody.
Microwave your lettuce. It'll make you live forever.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has value because they said it did. And other people were like,
because
okay.
I would say that it would, because someone else is like, hey, I think I would also buy it for that amount, and he's like, yeah, I'd probably buy it for that amount too.
That's with any economical fucking anything. Anything is worth what you can get for it. Whatever you can fucking get for it. That's what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, you know?
So Bitcoin it's the first ever digital commodity. Maybe besides like some ebooks where libraries put like, hey, we're only going to give out 25 of these library books, and then we're going to have to pay the author again for it, which I think is a kind of cool idea. But Bitcoin's the first ever digital commodity, and a commodity is something like corn, oil, lumber, something like that.
Podcasts?
Podcasts?
Not podcasts.
Oh.
Not podcasts. Not a commodity.
Okay. Rust poles?
Yes.
Okay.
Commodity.
Gotcha.
Pole, metal, commodity.
Mm.
So Bitcoin is a commodity, and it's the first ever digital commodity.
Mm-hmm. 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 What about Minesweeper, though?
Minesweeper.
That's a digital commodity.
No, I think that Minesweeper it's made by a company, so therefore it's a product, right? It's like a security.
Okay.
There's of the company that made it, but there's no Bitcoin company. If the government, this is what makes Bitcoin really special. There's no government in the world that could send a letter to a company and say, you have to stop doing this. Like, they couldn't sue anyone to stop it. Where Ethereum or like Ripple, which is like XRP, is being sued right now by the Securities Exchange Commission. And the SEC is probably also going to, at some point, sue the Ethereum Foundation.
Could I, or we all, sue them?
Sue the SEC?
I think that's a good idea.
We could sue the SEC. Coinbase,
We should do that.
one of America's...
After they're done suing, then we sue them.
Swoop in. Get this. Yeah, get what they get from suing, and then we see them get what they got.
And we say we'll settle out of court if podcasting is a commodity.
Hell yeah.
We'll cut you a deal.
If podcasting's a commodity.
Checkmate.
Metacoin.
We got on that.
Metacoin.
Whoa,
Metacoin. You know that one's already in existence.
What?
Files coin. No.
Fuck it, we lost.
So there is over 23,000 cryptocurrencies, which is kind of scary and alarming.
Ghostface Killer has one.
All of them are a scam, right?
Don't tell Ghostface Killer that.
They're all purely speculation. They're all speculative.
There's like even Bitcoin has a whole lot of speculation in it. It also does have some utility.
No? Such as? What do you got?
So you can use it for payments. There's a layer 2 built onto Bitcoin called the Lightning Network. And the Lightning Network, it's like it makes nodes between me and you, and we can exchange as much Bitcoin as we want between us without it ever going to the Bitcoin blockchain until we're done.
So it's our own little blockchain that gets added on once we're done.
Yeah, it's not actually a blockchain, but that's a good way to think about it. It's a network where we can all exchange Bitcoin, and it does it for really, really cheap. 1 Satoshi. So that's 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. It's the cheapest transaction.
You make that in a week. It's like
That's what minimum wage basically is right now. So we could trade it 1,000,000 times and it never affect the blockchain. Anytime you interact with the blockchain, you have to pay a fee to the miners. So it might be $2. It might be like, I think the other day it went up to $20. So that's not really economically, like if I'm trying to pay you $50, but I have to pay another 20, like I'd rather just give you the $50.
And I would rather just have the $50.
Yeah.
Isn't a miner just some asshole on his computer?
That's what we all are, Zach.
It did used to be that. So miners now, there's something called ASIGs, where they're these little boxes, and the only thing that they do is mine Bitcoin. They can't do anything else. And there's warehouses that just have thousands of them lined up on the walls, and that's what a Bitcoin mine looks like. It's like a data center with these specialized computer things that all they do is it's what Bitcoin the cryptographic algorithm is called SHA-256, and that's all they do is trillions of times a second or guessing a string of 64 characters, and whoever has the most zeros in that 64 character guesses out of trillions of guesses worldwide wins the block reward. That happens every 10 minutes.
It's how many? 64 letters?
64 characters.
64 characters?
Yep, it's called SHA-256.
Okay, I got an idea. 64 zeros. I win every time.
You have to, you put in an input, and the input comes out, and it... you put the thing in, and then another thing come out.
It's coin time!
It's coin time!
It's
Bitcoin time!
Look
What
at that,
the
it's
fuck?
a Bitcoin.
Welcome to
Whoa.
Bitcoin time.
Can't get it.
Wow.
Can't
Wait,
get it.
it's so digital. It's ethereal.
Can I buy pizza with this?
I think it costs 10,000 of them.
All right, that's it. That's
That was
it for
coin time.
Bitcoin time.
That was Bitcoin time.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah. My neighbor writes SHA-256, and he wears his underwear on the outside of his pants.
Does that help?
You can't get much sensical words out of him.
Helps the keeping his house like it's real fucking hot in there, right? If he's mining all them bitcoins, it's real hot. So he's just
He's got the VGA units or whatever the fuck
okay.
all around his house.
Whoa.
Okay, so yeah, he mines a pretty penny, pretty coin.
Yeah.
No, I just made all that up. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about.
Oh. We got.
So, what say you of the environmental impact of these very electricity demanding units sucking up all that electricity, turning it into bitcoins?
So it's expensive. Electricity is expensive. They want to go. The Bitcoin miners want to go to wherever electricity is the cheapest, right? So. And the cheapest electricity is renewable electricity. So a lot of times what they do is, say there's a town being set up. They'll move into this town. They will stabilize the grid and be using up all of the energy until the town is big enough where the electricity costs so much that the Bitcoin miners can't afford it. And then they go to the next place.
Wow. It's very much like traditional forms of mining. Where everybody just swarms a place and fucks it up and leaves, and that place sucks.
Yeah, I guess that's fun.
Or maybe they're doing something economic for it. If it's a lot of. I believe 60% of Bitcoin mining is done from renewable energy in America, and I think that
Let's get that number a little higher.
Yeah, next 5 or 10 years, it probably will be closer to 100%, especially if there's regulation that the government does. I think that would be a really smart move as far as like environmental impacts go, is the United States government say like, y'all, it either has to be nuclear or it has to be renewable energy. But not coal, not gas.
The human brain produces a lot of electricity, so just plug a guy into that. Maybe in like a little egg.
And then
an egg.
Neo wakes up at his computer, but he's in there.
Yeah.
What about crypto steampunk? That's a cool genre that I just came up with. Crypto steampunk. So it's steampunk, right? With the coal and shit like that.
Yeah.
And all the steam power as well.
Yeah.
But it's all going to fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's all going to Bitcoin.
But in this movie, Bitcoin is represented by like a black rock. They have to go down into the earth to get out. And they call it like coal. They call it coal. Yeah.
Kind of an on-the-nose analogy, if I may be so bold.
I think maybe you're not getting it.
Yeah.
I think that the whole thing is kind of like over the head. like there's parts of the idea that I absolutely like, and then there's other parts of the idea of Bitcoin that I'm like, I mean, what if there's this thing called like the Carrington event that where the sun sent all these crazy rays down. It was like a sunburst, and electricity had just become a thing, and anything that was electrical was immediately fried.
Whoa!
And this could happen. I mean, it's gonna happen in the future, and like.
Hopefully not during this episode.
Why did my vibrator turn off?
Yeah. Yeah.
My electric...
But like, nothing's working. So like, I don't know.
My electric vibrator just shut off.
It's another Carrington event. What the fuck?
Another Carrington event.
Fucking Carrington.
Carrington, come on, not again. You're being such a Carrington.
Let me unplug my electric vibrator from the outlet.
Well, you know, the USD would be every bit as useless at that point as Bitcoin. Am I wrong?
The US dollar, except for physical dollars.
Even then, it's like, what else? I mean,
you know what's going to come really in handy?
What's up?
Post Carrington event 2.
An electric hand dropper?
Fucking bone coin.
Bone coin.
Because it's real.
Yeah,
that shit's real. Bring it.
Yeah, all right.
Bring it.
Got it. Oh.
Yeah.
That's worth.
This is real. This is real.
That's real.
So that is something really that is scary about Bitcoin. But we know that because it's digital, we know that we're going more and more into a digital world.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I did VR the other day. I had Mr. T's muscles. We talked about it.
Nice. So it's like who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Like it could like
That's just such a funny thing to say during like a discussion, in-depth discussion about technology.
I know.
I did VR the other day. I had Mr. T's muscles.
I was jacked.
Bitcoin baffles me. Everything you're saying, like I halfway understand, but that's why I'm going for just real easy sweep the leg jokes on this episode because I feel dumb.
Bullshit coin is what it should be called.
But no, I feel like I am learning a lot from you, Dakota.
Yeah.
And the main thing I'm learning, we're not even to segment 3 yet, but the main thing I'm learning is like this stuff's all real, still pretty bullshit.
Well,
it very well could be. It could go to zero. It could go to zero. And whatever, it was gone. It's gone. How much does your life change if it goes to zero?
If Bitcoin goes to zero? The thing that I look at like once a week and I'm like, yeah, still fucking not what I put into it. That goes away and I'm like, yeah, okay, it happened.
Yeah,
saw this coming.
Everything's sand, right? So I think the U.S. dollar's going to zero. The Bitcoin's going to zero. The British pound's going to zero.
You think if Bitcoin drops to zero, everything goes to zero now? Or for real, do you think that? If Bitcoin goes to zero, it means the U.S. dollar is going to go to zero too?
I think that, of course, 5 billion years from now, the fucking sun's going to eat the earth. So
yeah, and then even Bonecoin doesn't save you.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
We'll see when I get there.
Maybe Suncoin. Invest in Suncoin.
Suncoin,
for
yes.
Hold it for 5 billion years. HODL.
Yeah.
Hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
5 billion years.
The sun is out there.
it's gonna be a bull market.
It's gonna be a bull market.
Yeah. The sun is out there, and go ahead and get on your Carrington.
The sun's out there. Why do they always say why do they say to the moon? To the moon. Why not shoot a little bit further?
Yeah.
To the moon. To the sun would be way better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Moon's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that great.
It's like fucking...
Those dudes, when they went up there, they were like, we're on the moon. It's like, yeah.
Can we come back?
I can see the moon from here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Aim for something super far. Aim for a fucking black hole.
Yeah.
Like, really just shoot out there.
Impress us, NASA.
There's other galaxies. And like we just said, shoot for Andromeda.
I saw this movie once where there was a whole galaxy, and they had swords that were lasers and like all kind of cool shit. Cars that flew. Give me that. What's the moon do? Nothing.
I mean, yeah, that sounds cool, but it didn't have any little green guys or anything like that. So probably doesn't as good as you think it is. What's up?
I hate to tell ya, they had a little green guy, and then later they had even a littler green guy.
Like Army Men? Army Men size?
Little bigger than that.
Little bigger than that.
Probably about this big.
Okay.
And he was a little baby.
Yoda coin. How about
Yoda
that?
coin.
That's a good idea, right?
There's probably fucking 4 of them already. There's probably baby Yoda coin.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Squid Game coin, and there's a chart of somebody watching Squid Game coins in real time, and it had spiked way up, and then the next candle tick is all the way to 0.
Yeah.
And like someone lost a whole lot of money,
But probably somebody also probably
lost a lot of money right then. Like you had to know.
Yeah.
Someone made a lot of money too.
Last
That's
thing
a good
before
point.
we go to break on that, all these like sham coins that exist. It's a real nice time to be a digital scam artist right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just be careful.
That's
out
all
there.
the NFT shit was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
really
definitely agree about the NFT stuff. I could see how it
I
could be
got-
cool for the future. I
It's
made
just
a few
hashtag.
NFTs.
This
Or a hash. It's not a hashtag, but it's just a hash. That's all the fuck it. It's like it's not. It wasn't
Well,
even a huge news.
okay,
thing. It wasn't fucking-
but I do want to say real quick, this episode is an NFT.
We're making this one an NFT.
This one's going to be an NFT.
Okay.
So
Okay.
get on it.
So like
And we are not scam artists.
an NFT is on Ethereum. The NFT, it's just a URL. It's not even the JPEG file on the blockchain. It's literally a URL to go to a website that has the picture uploaded.
That's really stupid. That's not even an actual hash.
Well, the hash is like
Is the JPEG.
is the algorithm. That's how they mine it. Is the hashing.
Fuck that.
Hashtag bullshit.
Hashtag bullshit. I think we got to go to break on hashtag bullshit.
We'll
I
be
spit
right
over
back.
the table.
We'll be
Alright.
right back. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Bitcoin. So why Bitcoin? Why did it become anything?
Why?
Why did someone make this? So
Someone said that this exists, and then other people said we believe that it exists, and now we all are hearing about it all the time. Why?
So anytime there's been a fiat currency, fiat means that it's a state-made currency that's backed by the full faith and credit of that state. Basically, like, because I said so, this is worth money. When money is backed by gold, there can only be the amount of money in circulation that there is the amount of gold in circulation. And we haven't been on a gold standard since like the 1930s, since like 1933. And then later on, so in 1933, all the gold got confiscated from Americans. It was really easy to do because they owned paper gold and it was already inside of Fort Knox. All right. So, and then in 1970, France came to America and was like, yo, here's a whole bunch of US dollars. We want our gold back. And the United States was like, okay, here's your gold. And then a bunch of other countries started coming over. And we're like, yo, we want our gold. And the United States was like, no, we're not playing this game. You ain't getting your gold back. And we're taking the United States dollar off the gold standard. And the dollar in the 1930s, $20 was worth 1 ounce of gold. Today, it's like $20,080 are worth 1 ounce of gold.
Yeah.
So you're talking about basically like a 99.5% devaluation of our currency in less than 100 years.
And it's also that in the 1970s we could get France to give us that statue of that lady,
We got that statue of that lady.
which is
In
nice.
the 1970s?
Yeah. Which is a nice statue.
That and disco and...
Yes.
So this is a way of trying to make a money that's not controlled by a government, that's permissionless, trustless, that doesn't need a third-party intermediary. That means that if I want to trade with you, no one can stop that exchange, and it goes through no one else. It doesn't go through a bank. It just goes from me to you.
And let's talk about that. Because I think it's pretty safe to say I've been mostly anti the whole idea this episode. And I am mostly anti the whole idea.
A bit of a stick in the mud for sure.
Bit of a stick in the mud about its legitimacy.
Yeah.
But the idea that you just said, that it's a currency that is by the people for the people, Uncle Sam doesn't have his disgusting fingers in it. That's great.
It's the whole point, yeah.
There's something scary about that too. There's something really scary about...
Because I don't really trust other people, and I do trust Uncle Sam. He's like, nice guy.
Like,
He says, I want you.
Should money be regulated? Part of me feels like, yeah, in some way. But should it be regulated by one body, like the Federal Reserve, or should it be regulated by
A bunch of nerds.
people worldwide? Yeah. But if money's all, if Bitcoin even is money, is Bitcoin money? Like, is Bitcoin money?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they say yes, then I put my money and say, give me that money, and then they say no, and then my money is not that money anymore. And
It made your money not money, so...
yeah.
Yeah, so there's something weird about it too. It's like, can I trust this thing? It's a trustless, permissionless system.
And let me go back to, can we trust it? That the ideology of it's a form of capital that is by the people for the people, but the idea of can you trust it seems insurmountably to the mass public. No, most people are never going to believe that this is real, right?
Well, real as in purchasing power.
Yes.
So
Real as in, like, if you are hired for a job and they're like, we can either pay you direct deposit or Bitcoin. Nobody is going to say Bitcoin. Ever. Not nobody. Not nobody.
Yeah.
Not the majority.
The mayor of New York accepted his first payments of like 2021. He may even still be taking his payments in Bitcoin.
But Joe Jerkoff's not going to do that.
No.
Joe, he would never...
But, and like I said, I take some of my money and every week, just automatically, I don't think about it. I don't have to know what the price of it currently is. I just get some.
Yeah.
And it's just in case.
Yeah.
It's just in case that it does become the digital standard of... So it's a payment rails. The payment rails haven't changed since about 1950. So it's all phone line stuff is how money moves around. It moves around through phone lines and internet databases of, okay, we're going to subtract it here and add it on here. Most dollars are not physical. Very, very few. So it's already a digital dollar in this world that we live in, right? So how long does it take for you to make a credit card purchase or a debit card purchase and for the payment to be finalized?
Oh, so long. I get fucked by that all the time.
I hate that. It takes 3 to 14 days. How long does it take for a Bitcoin transaction to finalize? 10 minutes. Okay. So, 10 minutes. Now, if you're using Lightning...
Let's just go ahead and right now
put
a 10-minute counter on the screen.
Okay. 10 minutes. So everyone's hashing right now. Everybody's putting hashes. Trillions.
I'm hashing, baby.
Every minute, there's like right now, there's 350 trillion hashes every minute happening to secure the Bitcoin blockchain network, right? Okay, everyone's putting all this energy. Only one person in these 10 minutes, only one computer gets the block reward, which right now is 6.25 Bitcoin plus the transaction fees. So a Bitcoin is about $30,000. So you're making 200 grand plus the transaction fees for being the winner of that lottery, for guessing that one number
64
right.
zeros.
64 zeros every time. Every time. Let me win.
Can I also say, because the counter is behind us, we're looking right over here.
Yeah,
it's right now.
Yeah, it's right here.
But let's not look at it again.
Okay. Yep.
I want us all to guess when the counter hits 0.
Okay.
And whoever gets that gets Zach coin. They get one Zach coin.
Put a counter down.
Which is worth
for 8 minutes.
1 billion bone coins. And we all know how good those are.
1 billion bone coins?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought there was only 3 of them. I think this dude is... He's got something going on.
This is
supposed to only be 3.
He's grifting us.
I love grifting.
Increase the supply.
I love grifting.
He just said he loves grifting. I heard him say it.
Okay, so the Lightning Network allows you to send payments for 1 Satoshi, 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Where Visa and MasterCard take 2 to 3% of every transaction fee to a business. So right now, there's 2 countries in the world where Bitcoin is legal tender. It's the Central African Republic. The first one, though, was El Salvador in September of like 2021. So in El Salvador,
And number 3, Metaphile Studios. Let's make it... We're number 3.
Yeah. So
we're a sovereign nation now, for one thing.
McDonald's, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, all of these companies in El Salvador are currently accepting Bitcoin payments through the Lightning Network for their products, and they are getting instant final settlement, and they're saving 2% or more on Visa and MasterCard transactions.
Mm-hmm.
So think about if that was implemented worldwide, that I scan a QR code, I pay you, it costs me 100 millionth of a Bitcoin to pay you, and we're a business, right?
Yeah,
we're businesses.
Business.
Or I'm a customer coming to a business.
To my business.
And this business, your business...
What's my business?
...doesn't have to pay 2 or 3%.
What does my business do?
Your business, you're a car seller. You sell cars.
All right. I sell cars. I got the best cars.
Yeah, and I'm buying a car.
How many wheels you want?
6.
I can do that.
6-wheeler.
Okay, so...
It's one of them 6-wheelers.
So one thing we do as the metaphiles is we zoom out.
Let's zoom out. Let's get way.
Sure, we could say like, why a cheeseburger? And you'd be like, well, because I like my hamburgers with cheese on them. It's like, actually, why that unit of food? So like, we'll zoom way back out.
5 minutes and 32 seconds.
Bullshit. Yes. No way. I'll bet you 10 bone coins that you're.
There's only fucking 3.
A minute off.
How did y'all inflate the supply of this?
We're mining them all the time. That was a.
Now
that was one fibula. What you?
They're just making bone coin all the time.
It takes a bunch of fibulas to make one bone coin.
Don't buy bone coin. It's
been great having you on the show.
This episode started off with 3 bone coin, and now there's a billion of them.
Well, what you don't know is my laptop's right over here. Clicky clacky, clicky clacky.
Just ones and zeros.
I plugged a box into it that can hit. It's got little fingers on it that hit 1 and 0 all the time. It's a little box I bought that has 2 fingers.
That's genius.
You plug it in at barring any Carrington events, it will just go like that.
So I think Bitcoin. Okay. So
yeah,
I think
we zoom
Bitcoin and a dollar are like the same thing. I think money and even I think money, like what it does is it takes the a law of thermodynamics, and that energy can't be created or destroyed, and that you don't get something from nothing, and money just like shortcuts effort. And I'm explaining this very badly, but
no,
it cuts through like the flow of matter to where you can, if you have the money through some other means, you can shortcut a flow of matter that changes the energy flow. Going back to energy and how like
money's
they
definitely
go to towns that have the cheaper energy. It's like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, any kind of money, it's all about simple energy and matter.
exchange. Yeah.
If you like really boil it down, so like Bitcoin is interesting because it's like a ship in a bottle. It's like money as a ship in a fucking bottle of like the concept of what money even is, because it's very direct, right, and very like conceptually concise and contained.
Bitcoin is the internet, but instead of for information, it's for money.
Sure.
It's the financial internet, and that's why I think it's going to be very important in the future. It's not owned by anyone. There's no corporation. Anyone can use it. No one can like be told not to use it.
Well, also a big hallmark of the internet as a whole is how much how much unverifiable information just shits all over the place on the internet. No matter what, no matter where you are, it's just a deluge of information. It's up to the person to decipher it. Bitcoin is kind of like different in that
It is different than that. It's verified information of who currently has the Bitcoin.
But
That's
it absolutely
all the
is
blockchain
like
is.
a section. Like it works just like the internet.
It does.
Including, and kind of to what you were saying, is its difficulty to understand working to its benefit at this time. That it's like you got to know a lot of things
So starting out in like
to
2009
engage
and 10,
with this, which gives it more value. It has mystique.
in 09 and 010, it had no value. You could trade Bitcoins, but no one was even given money for it. It doesn't. What does it even mean? And then in 2011, it was worth $1, and then in 2017, it was worth $17,000, and then in 2021, it was worth $69,000. Today, we're at like $27,000.
I'm also thinking, stay with me.
I'm staying.
Okay, I was waiting to see how long I could.
I'm right here.
Shouldn't skin be money?
Fuck
Because
no.
what do you have that is finite, does regrow, but only at a certain rate? And if I was like, can I get that cheeseburger? And you were like, why do you even want the cheeseburger? Like, don't worry about that right now. I do want the cheeseburger. It'll cost me that I have to shave off some skin right here. It's going to grow back. And then you have that skin.
Well, see, that's
Fuck you gonna do with that skin?
like
have
I
it.
was saying earlier. Is like money is the whole point of money is to bypass the need to shave off your own skin to get a burger.
Okay.
That's what it represents.
Yeah.
All right, I know you
Okay.
said earlier no booze, but I'm gonna bring out a boo. I'm gonna bring out a scary thing. Okay.
Okay.
And it is central bank digital currencies.
That
This
is
is-
that is terribly
Instead of
That is shitty.
decentralized, it is centralized.
ultimately centralized.
Ultimately centralized, where it is permissioned money, right? So let's say the government decides to give you some UBI, and you download the Fed app on your phone. You get the Fed app,
I don't want that app.
and every month they send you 1G. You get 1,000 US digidollars.
Maybe I do want
right?
that.
All right, but here's the
Digidollar?
thing: they tell you, "Oh, looks like you've bought your rationed amount of meat that you can get this month."
Yeah, and you do
All
anything
right.
they don't like.
They can turn it
No,
off.
yep, and that's it.
They take my cheeseburger?
So it's programmed. They could say you've had too many cheeseburgers.
No, for me, I haven't.
You've had too many
Government
cheeseburgers.
says you did, so sorry.
So
That's it.
to me
Can I eat, like,
that's
a
the
fucking
point.
Regular burger.
That's the point of Bitcoin is to have a decentralized money that's not controlled by a government. But this year, we're going to see a U.S. central bank digital currency at some point this year, or at least something very, very close to it. And
Not if Metaphiles has anything to say about
That's
it.
right.
Bitcoin, sorry, go ahead.
That's right. And also, I'm going to travel up the blockchain and get to the Genesis block and speak to it directly.
Do that. I hope you do.
oh,
Genesis block. I have traveled far to meet you.
I'm on Mount Sinai, Mount Bitcoin,
Name's Zach. How's it going?
Mount
Really,
Satoshi.
Psyched to be here, talking to you. By the way, if you ever want to be on my podcast, we get to that.
Point.
Genesis block, please tell me.
Zach, it is I, Satoshi Nakamoto.
Hello, cool.
I'm the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I heard that a billion of you is something. This is my co-host Jay. He traveled up the blockchain with me. We're a couple cypherpunks.
Glad to be here. Real happy to be here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So
Also,
it'll take a moment.
Hi, welcome to Metaphiles. I'm Dakota. This is Jay. This is Zach.
how's it going?
We're the podcast that talks to you. Too far?
And all this episode, we will be talking about vegetables.
We're talking about vegetables.
Yeah.
So what would you say that your favorite vegetable is?
Potato.
Yeah?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
With a little bit of butter.
Yeah. Going Bitcoin.
Ooh.
And another bone coin was mined.
That's how we really do it, is with great beats.
They still got the ones and zeros going over here, by the
Yeah.
way, too. We're now up to 2 billion bone coin
Yeah.
on the counter.
Yeah.
And
No, we're
speaking of the counter, what's
we're
the counter saying?
13 minutes by my clock.
Oh, we probably missed it.
Yeah.
At least
yeah.
13 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Since you were the first to mention it, I think you won.
all right.
Oh.
And I get all the Bitcoin that y'all have.
Well, bone coin.
Bone coin, which is now like 2 fucking billion.
After that beat, yeah.
Okay, so the Metaphiles timer just went off, which means that we are really very close to the end of the episode now.
Yeah.
But there's some bits of business that we need to clear
It
up.
didn't end whenever that went off. This thing, it's still going.
still going.
We're
That's
still
still
talking
going.
to y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
They're
Y'all are still here.
They're still with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless there's
Some
anybody that
housekeeping.
is like really that kind of listener, but I don't know why you would be.
Yeah.
Because it's everybody's favorite part of the show. Now, I guess I just decided that it is.
It's the vegetable part.
It's the part that we're talking about vegetables.
Okay.
No.
What's your favorite
We
vegetable?
just did that. Potatoes.
Potato.
I mean, it was beet.
What's the villain
yeah.
of Bitcoin?
Every episode we take the topic and we say what would this topic's villain? If this topic is the hero of the story, what is the villain of the story?
I would say what I just mentioned: central bank digital currencies.
Absolutely.
Absolute financial control, where every single transaction that you make could, let's say they could pre-tax it. You make the transaction and your taxes are already paid.
Yeah.
So
If Bitcoin is Neo, that thing that you're describing sounds very much like an Agent Smith.
yeah, absolutely. It's
Absolutely terrible.
or
It would be so
or just the Matrix in general would be
Yeah.
a centralized web.
Yeah. So okay, let's again.
And
we'll,
Bitcoin
we'll,
would
we'll
be the
zoom
Neo.
out. The villain of Bitcoin is the man.
The man.
Man trying to tell you what your money is and where it is and how much it is.
So to stay with the Matrix real quick for a second,
Let's do
what
it.
people call it's called being orange pilled is whenever you see what Bitcoin is and that it's not a product and that there's not a company doing it and that it literally is just a technology that 23,000 other people have tried to copy, but they did it in a really stingy way
Yeah.
by saying, oh, I'm going to make this stuff, but I made 2 billion of these for me to start off with. I'm gonna put 100,000 of them out in the market. So it's like,
so you're out here trying to orange people on my show.
No.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So
Absolutely buy Bitcoin. Absolutely buy
Point is
Bitcoin.
the
Buy
villain.
Bitcoin.
point is the villain of Bitcoin.
The CBDC, central bank digital currency.
Which is controlled by
So the UK is making
yeah,
one,
which is
and it's
the-
called Britcoin.
No.
For fucking real, called
awesome.
Britcoin.
Oi, we've got a crypto in here.
buddy.
It belongs to the Queen.
Hey, they bought all the meat rations for the month. They can't buy no more meat.
You can't tell me how many cheeseburgers I'll have. I'll have as many bloody cheeseburgers as I bloody well want.
There's too many Bitcoins for me.
All right, so and then we got the different levels.
You have no idea how happy you just made the two of us by
Yeah.
bringing that up.
We
We
make
love
of-
to do a
we
British
make fun
accent
of-
on this show. We
We
love it. That's why you saw us just. Yeah. Do you want to do one? Can you do one?
I can't do a British accent.
You're right.
Pretty good. Okay, so where does Bitcoin, does it end up in Pinewood, which is like a positive place to put a topic of an episode?
It's our heaven.
It's like our heaven.
It's paved with pine wood.
We
'cause
like
it's-
things that go there. We're like,
Yeah,
we like
'cause it's
Bitcoin.
a bowling alley.
Here's where I think that Bitcoin goes is that every day we're using the internet constantly without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think that it just makes sense for all of the payment rails to be on Bitcoin because it's so much faster. And you start off in US dollar, you go to Bitcoin, and then you immediately go to whatever other currency
Yeah.
you need to, and it's only a form of rails of payment. The other shit is just speculation. The
So-
price of Bitcoin is irrelevant. I think all it is if y'all are sending each other money in different currencies and it's changing in the matter of 10 minutes, how much Bitcoin is going to fluctuate in that 10 minutes doesn't really matter.
And let's go ahead and put a 10-minute counter up.
No, like
No,
no,
but
the price
so-
is irrelevant. Like, oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, please. Jay.
Well, no, just like you're saying, like the concept is what's important.
Yeah, the concept's
The
important.
concept. We're
And-
taking the concept of Bitcoin and everything it represents, and now we're saying, does it get to go to heaven? Does it go to our version of hell, which is called the trap drawer? Is it somewhere in the middle?
I think it goes to heaven, and I think that it does become widely adopted, and I don't think that anyone needs to understand anything about Bitcoin.
Well, that's good.
And that it's just another layer to the internet, but it's a money layer of the internet
So let me propose to
that
you,
you don't even
Jay.
have to understand.
Let me propose to you,
Sure.
if I may. The show began and we weren't even doing this right away. Then we realized like some things should go to heaven, and then we realized there should be a darker place, and then there's things in the middle, and then there's other places and other realms where certain topics end up existing.
Yeah.
I think perhaps we've discovered a brand new one with the help of our wonderful guest Dakota, and we got to let you plug as well. We forget to do that always, but we're not going to this time. But have we discovered a new realm, the internet?
No, veto.
Okay,
Vito, it's out.
all right, that's out. Pinewood, though, you love it. It's
Yeah,
Pinewood,
yeah, it's a good thing.
I give its concept Pinewood, but watch yourself. Figure it out. Let me buy a Pop-Tart.
Don't put
You've
all
been
your
put on
fucking
notice.
money in Bitcoin. That'd be super stupid. It'd be super stupid.
Yeah.
Like, feed your family. Take care of your shit. Like,
Yeah.
pay your bills. Absolutely.
Here's something that would maybe
Save
help.
money for Bone Coin.
And here's something that would maybe help. You know those little
Find another one.
those little chocolates that are wrapped up in foil and they look like a
Yeah.
coin?
Love those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe do those Bitcoin.
Sure.
And that'll teach the children Bitcoin isn't fun, delicious, feeds your family.
Yeah.
So
That's a good
just
idea.
maybe that. maybe foil wrapped Bitcoins.
It's good to have an expert on the show to talk about Bitcoin.
You know, and I really have had a lot to say about Bitcoin the whole time we've been doing the show. So I'm really glad you came on and allowed me to finally speak about Bitcoin in the way that I've always intended to.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah. Well, what do you got to plug?
What do I got to plug?
Yeah, you're out there making all kinds of incredible things all the time.
Get a bad portrait. I'll paint you in 5 or 6 minutes for $25, and I'll ship it to your ass. It can be any photo of anything. Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. It can be anything. It can be anything. We got a fucking stack.
Here's some examples of bad portraits of varying things.
This is the mayor off. The mayor off. Let's see, we got our friend Adam here.
And if you knew what any of these people look like, they look like this.
This is this guy.
That's me.
This one's very avant-garde. This is quite a stack. I remember this guy. Oh, this guy's been right here before.
That's right. Former guest of Metaphile Podcast,
Former
Michael
guest.
Sadler. Candy.
Former guest again.
Another Michael Sadler. Yet another Michael Sadler.
Former guest. Former guest. So as you can see,
Michael Sadler's
They're-
loving this right now if he's watching.
former guests. They're all different.
Yes, each
and-
one unique.
They all look exactly fucking like him, in my opinion,
They all look like
They-
him in different ways.
in an aura sense.
Yes. Yes.
So these are $25 and shipped to you.
And these are this is in portrait coin.
Portrait coin.
Yeah.
No, this is
And,
actually for US dollars.
Yeah. And how can people find you to get their very own?
They can find me on Instagram at Dakota Lova, Lovah, Jernigan.
Because you are a lover,
I'm a lover.
not a fighter.
Yeah, not a fighter.
Jernigan with a J.
With a J.
Yes.
Jernigan.
There'll be a link.
It's
to
popping
it
up
as well.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
It's right over here.
It's right over there.
It's right over here.
Oh, it's
Where's the timer at?
hell? I don't know. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta go and mine some more bone coins.
We're not gonna finish this block
And
here.
I'm
We
getting
can do it
pretty
for
hungry. You guys wanna?
Oh shit!
You
The
guys
mine's
wanna,
going
I
off.
think a billion. What's
you guys
up?
want to nuke up some romaine
Lettuce?
and
Yeah. Let's
Really?
go microwave some lettuce.
I'm starving.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay,
We're out of here.
We're hungry.
guys.
We're gonna nuke up some lettuce.
We're out of here. We suggest you do the same.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
this is the part of the podcast sign off that I say.
This is part of the podcast, honestly, I say.
And Dakota, you say it too, because it's the part that you say too.
It's the part that I say.
Hell yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
There you have it.
What a great episode.
Hello there. It's almost the end of the show, but not quite. I'm Zach Caffrey,
I'm Jason Ford.
and you just watched the episode of Metaphiles that you watched, and now you're seeing this. And it's the part where we say, it's like us, subscribe to us, comment about it,
Get on our shit.
get on it, build a little community with us. You're all a part of it. It's a nice little world we have here.
It's just a big ball of liking and subscribing and comments.
And it's wonderful to do. And you like doing it. You do.
You do.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
And this week, why not make a comment about bye.
Bye-bye.
Metaphiles.